Have you ever been on a ship with 6,000 people? I know I have, and I'm going to tell you, it didn't feel crowded at all. Hi, I'm Michelle. Welcome to Diaz on Deck Travel, your ticket to adventure. So first, let's talk about Carnival. You know, Carnival's getting into the mega ship market. I know, I'm surprised, but I'm excited. So they announced that in 2029, 2031, and 2033, they are going to debut the ACE project ships. We're going to talk about that in a second. But first, let's talk about the one that's going to come out the soonest, and that is going to be in 26 and 27. The Carnival Tropicale and the Carnival Festivale. Now, the Festivale and Tropicale are names from back in 1984 that were smaller, much smaller ships. But they are in the, I guess it's an in thing right now to reuse some of your older names, just like they reused Legend for Royal Caribbean. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the new Carnival ships have to offer. Now, the Festivale and the Tropicale, they are in the Excel class, very similar to Mardi Gras, Jubilee, and Celebration. Now, I've been on Mardi Gras several times, and I've got to tell you that they do an excellent job of allocating space. So we're going to talk some more about that in a second. But on the new ACE project ships, which haven't been named yet, you are going to see Sensation Point. And Sensation Point is going to replace the Bolt roller coaster that is in the back of the XL class ships. And Sensation Point is going to have a revamped outdoor golf spot, new sports decks, which I'm excited about because I love to throw the basketball and, you know, play some pickleball or tennis, which, you know, I'm not really good at, but I still give it a try. They're also going to have some new water slides and just a whole new area that hasn't been seen on any of the Carnival ships as of late. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, they're going to have some new indoor dining venues and I'm sure different entertainment. And so it's going to be an upgrade from the Excel class, which, you know, is pretty exciting. So what do you think about that? Would these new ships be of interest to you to sail on? Comment down below. I would love to hear your opinion. Also, this is interesting. They are going to not be the largest cruise ships in the world like Royal Caribbean's Icon class, which sails at about 250,800 tons and about 6,000 passengers. These ACE project ships are going to be only 230,000 tons, but they will be able to accommodate 8,000 passengers. So now we have a whole different segment in the market where it may not be the largest cruise ship in the world, but it is going to be holding the largest amount of passengers. So I'm really excited to see how they're going to allocate the space and distribute the crowd flow. So what do you think about mega ships? I don't know about you, but to me, size matters. And I do love a big ship because I will tell you, I have felt lost in a crowd sometimes on a smaller, just quickie cruise. But, you know, sometimes you could just feel so crowded, even just going to your grocery store or a local retailer. So that's what's happening with Carnival. But let's talk about how ships manage crowd control. And first things I want to talk about in regard to that is the way they allocate crowd flow is they don't have just like one huge big space anymore. There's all kinds of different zones and neighborhoods. Like, for example, on Royal Caribbean, they have the Central Park area, boardwalk, different areas so that not everyone is in the same public venue at the same time. This helps spread out crowd flow. Now, also, dining. You don't have just one main dining room where everyone dined either early or late. They have multiple venues. There's over 20 places you could eat on a ship. And, you know, it could be the buffet. It could be a specialty restaurant. It could just be some little side cafe. There's so much. You're not all crowded into one area at the same time. And they do that with their shows as well. They stagger the time of the shows. So maybe the ice show is going on while the aqua show is going on, or, an all in production. It's spread out. You are not in the same place at the same time. And I really, really like that, because even though you have to make a reservation, which I know for some people is a little off-putting, it really just, one, guarantees you're going to get a seat. And two, it just lets them know how many people to expect. And if you don't check in at the time that you booked for your show, that's when they let the people who are standing in line on standby in. So it all works out for everybody. They even have designed elevator placement and width to accommodate people, including crowd tracking apps, believe it or not. That way you don't get stuck in long lines or packed theaters. So let's talk about the elevators. Even the placement and the width of the elevators is designed for crowd flow and control. I don't know if you've been on any of the ships that have those new destination elevators. What's really interesting about that is you pick the floor you're going to. There's no buttons in the elevator when you get in, and it takes you where you need to go directly. However, if you are traveling with multiple people, you each need to do that, because it will send an elevator to accommodate your group of people. I think it's really interesting that cruise ships are using crowd flow data to optimize people's experience. I mean, it's ingenious. We didn't have this years ago when I first started cruising. So, it was super small ships and super crowded. These apps are capable of tracking how people flow through the ship. And behind all of that, thousands of crew members. They are restocking, cleaning, revamping, even helping with flow of traffic before you even notice there's a slowdown. So the next time you're on one of these mega ships, take a look around. Just take a minute and notice, wow, how everything really flows. And I don't feel crowded, and I'm not waiting in line, and I could just go grab a bite or a coffee, and it's amazing. What do you think? Would you sail on one of these mega ships, or do you prefer a more small, cozy, intimate setting? Please let me know in the comments. I would love to know your experiences and how you feel about these new mega ships. One of the things I have to tell you is the last few cruises I've been on has been on the mega ships. And I will tell you that we never waited in line for anything. We never waited for food. We never waited for the theater. We never waited for a show. No lines, no waiting. Everything was so smooth. Even getting on the ship, I have never parked my car and had my foot on the ship in 10 minutes. But these mega ships, they know how to flow the crowd. So what do you think about that? So thank you for watching. Again, I look forward to hearing from you all. And I really want to thank you in advance for liking the channel, subscribing to it. And please don't forget, share these videos with your friends who might have some preconceived notions about, I can't sail on a big mega ship. It's too many people. And I'm going to tell you something funny. I was one of those people until I experienced it for myself. And again, these are just my experiences and my opinions. So please give it a try and let me know what you think. Bye for now, and I hope to see you on deck.